Welcome to a very special YouTube video. In this video, we are taking you on our week-long trip to Oregon and California. Come with us and see where we went, what we did, who we hung out with, and all the fun that we had.
We want to have kale chips for our trip, and the best way to get the best kale chip is to make them yourself. So just massaging the kale, look at this. Oh my gosh. These are going to be so incredible.
When we start any trip, we always plan and prepare what we can in advance. So Nate made a whole bunch of kale chips, and we used Chef AJ's kale chip recipe for those. And he also made a whole bunch of wraps. We took 12 wraps with us just to have extra in case we needed more than what we had planned. After he made all of the wraps, he also made some bread. This is a living bread from our friend Christina Soberg. I will put her link in the description box below if you want to find her recipe. Then it was time to pack. I have my new favorite cream from The Body Deli that I wanted to bring with us, and saying goodbye to these sweet little angels. We have a great cat sitter that they love, so they are definitely well taken care of. Then it was time to pack up, and while we were getting everything ready for the truck, I made the spinach dip, so I had to wilt some spinach, and I prepared the fiesta rice. All we're gonna need to add to this is water, avocado, and lemon or lime juice. Mix it up, and then we will have fiesta rice for one of the nights while we're camping. We wanna make tacos. So here is the wilted spinach. In the bowl, I also have some chives and shallots that were freeze-dried. So I blend up the creamy sauce and mix it all together. This recipe is in the Dips and Dressings ebook that you can get in our ebook store. All our ebooks are 40% off with code RAWFOOD40 at checkout, link down below. We cleared out our kitchen of all the food, and we made ourselves some smoothies, and we got our fresh water here so that we have plenty of calories and hydration on our road trip. First stop though is filling up the gas tank, like you should do with your body every morning, is fill it up with gas. We want to have the energy to be able to go on our journey. We also brought a whole bunch of peaches. These were amazing peaches. They were so juicy. Some of the best peaches I've ever had. So we did end up eating a lot of those when we took stops during the drive. This is one of our favorite stops to have lunch on our way to Oregon. This is Walker Lake. They have a wonderful little area with picnic tables and shade covers. So we decided to eat our lunch here, taking all of the things that we need out of our cooler to make our delicious lunch. This will be the bread that we made from Christina Soberg, and also we made the chicken nugget patties. The chick nuggets from Make It Raw Volume 5, we actually made patty size for these specific sandwiches, and they were so good.
Patties! So it's the chick nugget, but just made into a patty form for these sandwiches. Look at that. Boom! Oh my gosh. Absolutely incredible.
Seriously?
I mean, we did do the
amazing.
chick nuggets last time, which was great on the sandwich, but this is going to be even more incredible. Look at these sandwiches. So good. Look at a little spinach dip on the chick patty. Sprouted chickpea and mushroom. Essentially, that is the base of those patties. Look at that. Where can you get a sandwich like that? Lakeside. You gotta bring it yourself. You gotta make your own. Oh my gosh. And of course, we can't forget the microgreens. Fresh cut microgreens. Nothing like them. We have here, this is the kohlrabi. Kohlrabi microgreens on there. Look at that sandwich.
And then finishing off with some onion.
Oh my gosh. It's insane. Yes. Oh man. That looks incredible.
Right?
Yes.
That sandwich.
Incredible. Well done. Well done. Oh yeah. Oh.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
So legit.
Check this out. Is this incredible or what? Look at that.
Oh.
Look at that sandwich. That is an incredible looking sandwich. Wow.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. For realsies, look at this.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
The bread is perfect.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Woohoo!
You are gonna trip out, babe.
All right.
This is crazy good.
So we will definitely be making a lot more of these in the coming future because they were incredible. This was probably one of the best sandwiches that I've ever had. We put the spinach dip on them with some living mustard. Oh, they were so good. Again, the chick nugget recipe we formed into patties instead of nuggets. You can make them any shape you want. That recipe is in Make It Raw 5. That's the new one that we wrote with Chef AJ. All of our recipe ebooks are always 40% off with code RAWFOOD40. So head on down to the description box below and grab some of our ebooks. Again, the bread recipe is from Christina Soberg. She is our friend who created an ebook called Living Breads or Enzyme Rich Living Breads. So you can make the bread recipe from her from that ebook as well. Or if you have a raw recipe that you enjoy for breads, you can make that too. Plenty of different options exist so that you can enjoy healthy raw meals on the road. After our magnificent lunch, we got back on the road, and to fill some of the time, we started listening to How to Argue with a Meat Eater and Win Every Time by Earthling Ed.
Role concern the lives and experiences of others, human and non-human alike, and the future of our planet and food. The stakes couldn't really be any higher. As a result, it is sometimes easy for us to avoid the issue or not address it in the manner that it deserves. But it is too important to ignore, and engaging with the arguments and putting forward your points of view in a persuasive way is vital if we are to avoid widening the polarization and deepening rift between those who are in favor of veganism, those who are not, and those who simply just don't know yet. So, as Archbishop Desmond Tutu once said, don't raise your voice, improve your argument.
It's really important every once in a while to stop and stretch. So we stopped multiple times along the way to stretch and enjoy a little bit of the nature and, of course, to enjoy more peaches. Lots of peaches were consumed on this trip. They were, again, juicy. Look at that juiciness. So good. And we also weren't super hungry because that sandwich was quite filling. So for our dinner-ish, we had vegetables with this sprouted chickpea hummus. It was delicious, I must say. This filled us up a lot, along with the peaches and some other snacks, like we snacked on a little bit of kale chips too, and that filled us out perfectly for the dinner time. headed along. We continued on our journey. Our road trip ended up being about 14 hours that day. We went straight from Las Vegas to Oregon to Ashland, Medford, kind of Rogue River area. And whew, that was a long drive. So we stopped in Fred Meyer to pick up a couple of things because we were going to head out to our camp spot where we were going to meet the boys and some other friends. So we wanted to make sure that we had anything else that we could think of to make the tostadas and tacos for one of the nights, and any other things that we would need to fill wraps or whatever. So we did stop there, and then we drove up to our camp spot. This is Little Falls, and there's only 3 camp spots. We were lucky enough to get 2 of them and reserve them for everybody who was going to be camping with us. The first night was us just by ourselves. Here's our rooftop tent that we absolutely love. I totally enjoy the sleeps in this setup. I'm so happy with this rooftop tent. It's the best thing that we've purchased, and we like it a lot more than the ground tent because we can go into really cool places and enjoy more nature that way. So we had more peaches, of course. We had, like I said, a lot of peaches. And then I got up into the tent and snuggled up while Nate had a little bit of a fire, and I enjoyed being up there until we went to sleep. The next morning, we got up nice and early, but not too early. We got to sleep in a little bit, and it was really nice to have a really good sleep after such a long drive. It was a beautiful day, and we had a lot of space for all our friends who were coming today. And we chopped up some fruit, bananas and peaches, of course, for the overnight oats, because while I was up in the tent, Nate made the overnight oats with some oat milk, and that was delicious. So the overnight oats, we use the sprouted oats from 1 Degree. You can make oat milk with those oats and water. We added some date sugar and vanilla to the oat milk and soaked the oats overnight, and then just added the fresh fruit first thing in the morning. Then Nate wanted to back in, so I stayed up in the tent while he backed in to this other side of the camp spot because we wanted to open the other one up for Jacob, Nate's son. And we opened up our awning. This is another amazing addition to our truck that we added. It is so nice to have a shade coverage over the tailgate, especially here in the desert. We need that. So here are the sandwiches, because for lunch, again, it was just us until the evening time. So we wanted to make some lunch, and we had sandwiches again because they were just so good the day before. We couldn't help it. We had to have them again. This time we added the sprouted chickpea hummus on one of the sides and some of the spinach dip on the other side, lettuce, tomato, avocado, pickle, and red onion. We didn't have any other chick patties, which we really wish that we did. We added some microgreens on there too. And sometimes we get overexcited with the amount of fillings in these, but that's okay. I'd rather them fall apart and be delicious than not have enough stuff in them. So here we go, just putting this one together. Whoop. Nice and big. We love eating big sandwiches, and they're so incredibly filling. Definitely some of the most filling things that we have consumed. As you can see, again, they are quite stuffed. So they do require a little bit of squishing to get your mouth around there, but it's all good. Then I used some Osea sunscreen. This is one of their new products. Again, you can find Osea in the link in the description box below. We added their sunscreen so that we could go on the river. These are our river floaties that Nate brought so that we could float around in the river. We hiked down to the river. It was a little treacherous, so if you do ever end up at the Illinois River, or the Illies, as the locals like to call it, make sure you bring some poles if you're a little leery, because it is quite steep and quite intense. But it was worth it. So here I am floating on the Illinois River. It was such a beautiful day, and it was really nice to relax before everybody started showing up later that evening, just soaking up the sun, enjoying nature, having some wonderful time with the love of my life, Nate, on our little family vacation here, and alone time. We did have some alone time, so that was really nice as well. After our river session, we walked up the road to where we had more internet service so we could connect with the other people who were coming. And then it was time for dinner. We went simple for dinner. This was our tahini dill classic salad that we make almost all the time. It's so very easy to do. And again, we weren't as hungry for dinner, but we still needed to get enough calories in, so we made a salad and enjoyed that while playing some chess. This is our magnetic board that we take with us. It lives in our toolkit with all of our kitchen tools and bowls and other things. So we always keep our chessboard with us so that we can play chess together at camp. It's a really great way to concentrate on chewing your food more thoroughly, not talking as much, and working the mind. After dinner, we went on a little walk around the area and found a really awesome place where we could take everybody the next day and brush my teeth. This is my favorite tooth powder. It's from Simply Suni. It's a xylitol-based one, and I managed to do my skincare, which is a little more challenging while we're camping, but I got it done because I really love how I feel when my face is clean when we're camping. Here's our little setup, just waiting for everybody to arrive. We created our overnight oats, and the kids got in quite late. It was dark by the time they got in, and Jacob was the first to arrive, so he set up his tent and we got to bed. All right, next day. This was going to be our full day with the kids at the river, and our friends were coming as well, Angel and Amanda. They were going to come later on in the day. So in the morning, we woke up and got ready to have breakfast. Nate had the overnight oats, so he was getting those ready in the morning. Here they are. We added some cherries as well with the peaches and the bananas. This was another really great, awesome option. We usually don't do overnight oats when we're at home, but while we're camping, it can be a really great option for breakfast. This is Jacob with his little dog, Harley. We also played some chess and hung out with each other before we ended up heading down to the river. So we made sure that we had everything that we needed and headed down to the river. Again, the Illinois River is so incredibly beautiful, and the kids grew up here. They love it here. Nate loves it here, and I love it here now too. So I stayed up on the beach while everybody was playing in the water. I hung out with Harley up here. I chatted with Jacob's girlfriend and watched the boys having fun in the river. Then our friend Angel came down. Angel lives quite nearby, so she brought some fruit. We had some fruit, and we enjoyed that at the beach, hanging out, chatting. And our friend Amanda got there as well. Here's Angel, Jonah, and everyone else. It was such an amazing time together. I'm usually not too much of a water person, but they managed to get me out on the water. Jonah's friend and his nephews also came and hung out with us, so there was a lot of people and it was a lot of fun. Then it was time for dinner. We brought all our tostadas. Here is the Fiesta rice. Remember, I added all of the ingredients together. We just added water, avocado, and lemon lime juice. So that we have that. We chopped up some other things for the toppings. The salsa we had, and we also made sauces. This is our Vitamix kit. Nate made this. You can't buy this case for the Vitamix. He bought a case that has the little plucking foam things, and he lined it with velvet so that we could take our Vitamix wherever we want to go. And because we have our solar power generator, we can make sauces anywhere we want. So Nate had started soaking the cashews early in the morning so they would be ready for the evening, and we made the cashew sour cream and the nacho cheese sauce fresh at camp. Here we have our big spread. We have all our sauces. We have our fiesta rice, onion, cilantro, guacamole, salsa, and here are the tostadas. So this is how I like to make them. The guacamole, some fiesta rice, some salsa, of course. We've got other toppings on there, shredded lettuce, green onions, regular onions, and of course, the sauces topped with some cilantro. So here's my tostada, just to show everybody kind of how to build them. And then they went ahead and build their own, whatever way they wanted to. Here's Angel's taco, and she was so excited to enjoy these. It was really awesome to share food with our friends, and they thoroughly enjoyed them. So here's Amanda. She was making a taco as well, just piling on the deliciousness. If you're looking for some of these toppings and the tostada shells and the taco shells, you can find all of those recipes in our raw vegan taco ebook. Now again, the ebook link is down below, and don't forget to use code RAWFOOD40 at checkout to get 40% off any or all of our recipe ebooks. Amanda also made some dessert date balls for us. After dinner, Nate helped her to pitch the tent, and here's everybody at camp. We have all the cars. Jacob's tent is up, our tent is up, Amanda's, and then there were some of the kids sleeping in hammocks as well. So after dinner, we wanted to get to our internet location, so we walked with Amanda up there, and when we came back, the boys had started a fire. We all hung around the fire a little bit before heading off to bed again. The next day was time to pack up and head back into the valley. So as we were packing up all the things, we had some fresh fruit for breakfast. That morning we had a whole pineapple and some melons. So here we are driving back down. Instead of going straight into the valley, however, we decided to go into the Redwoods. Amanda had never been to the Redwoods, so we wanted to show her the Redwoods. And we had some kale chips that we enjoyed as snacks on the beautiful road down to the Redwoods. But first, we wanted to stop at the Smith River. The boys wanted to jump in the river, so we took a little short trail down to this little beach spot that had a swinging rope. There's Jonah, and there's Jacob. It was really fun to watch the three boys hanging out with each other. It's so lovely when Nate has a chance to spend time with his kids. And here we are in the Redwoods. This is such a beautiful place. We went for a little hike. Amanda got to soak up the beauty of the nature around. And by the way, you can find Amanda. This is Amanda Sick. She writes a lot of date-based recipes and some raw ones as well. You can find her Instagram in the description box below if you want to give her a follow. We wanted to have wraps for lunch that day. So we were making 6 wraps, which means we used 3 of them, just so we could have a wrap for absolutely everybody who came with us. There were 6 of us that day in the Redwoods. So here we are building the wraps. This is a great way to do avocado. If you chop off the end, it's really easy to scoop it out. And here we are adding the avocado and Nate rolling the wraps up. These are always really big, very filling wraps. We like to stuff them with as much as we can, and these ones were filled with that sprouted chickpea hummus. So here's a little fast-paced time lapse of us creating these 3 wraps. Again, each wrap makes 2 servings if you fill it really full, like these ones are. So they're great to have as a serving for each person. So 1 wrap makes 2 servings. And these ones were really filling, especially with the sprouted chickpea hummus, which Jonah really loved. He said it was one of the best wraps from us that he's ever had. So here's Nate, Jonah, Jacob, Amanda, and Jules, Jacob's girlfriend, Jules. You can get the wrap recipes in our hand salads ebook. Again, link down below for payhip.com/rawfoodromance if you want to get any of our recipes. Then it was time to spend some time with Nate's brother and sister. So we went over to their house. We had some blackberries. We ate some dinner. We had some salads, and then we watched a movie together. The next day, we spent a little bit of time kind of waking up a little slower. We went for a walk as well and ate peaches for breakfast. This is Palmerton Park in Rogue River. So those of you who are in the area know exactly where this is. This is the Rogue River Bridge, and here we have the Rogue River. This is where Nate grew up. He spent about 30 years in this valley, and we even lived in Ashland for 2 years once we got married. So here we are back at his brother and sister's house, and we made some pad thai. This recipe is in the Dips and Dressings ebook. We got this ready for our next days. We said goodbye to their dogs and headed into Ashland. We stopped off at Shop and Cart where we got some extra ingredients for the future meals, and it was time for my facial. Every single time we go to Oregon, I always stop at Posh Ashland Organics. This is an amazing spa. I've been going here for years, and in fact, when we used to live here, I would go once a month. I had a subscription so I could get a facial every month. They are amazing, and I really love the Eminence Organics skincare line that they use, and I have used for decades. Then we spent the afternoon with our friend Erin. We ate at Rooted here in Medford, and then we spent some time with our other friend, Felicia. Felicia is one of our dearest friends. We consider her a sister, and this is her little guy, Grayson. He got a hole-in-one with his little golf thing, so it was really fun to hang out with them. We also had some salads. This one has some jackfruit in it. And then we were off to our next camp spot. We stopped at Shop and Cart again to pick up a couple extra things, and then we headed up near Grizzly Peak. So we have a very special, unique spot that we found in 2020, and we love it. So we camped there for the night. Another slow morning. This was a really wonderful morning. It was beautiful. We had more overnight oats. Now every night I would get up into the tent. Nate would prepare the overnight oats. So it was really awesome that he did that for us. And we packed up and drove back into town. It was only about 40 minutes or so. We really needed to rotate and balance the tires, so we spent some time working in the tire shop, considering this trip is a big one and we have another really big one coming up in August. We're driving to Canada on a 17-day road trip, so we had to get that done. And then we stopped off at the co-op to pick up a couple extra things for the wrap that we wanted to have in Lithia Park. So we drove over to Lithia Park and made our wraps. We were using more of the spinach dip and just filled them with all kinds of goodies. As usual, we had our amaranth sprouts that we brought from home. And here are the wraps. We enjoyed them by the river. And then we went to play some pickleball. We don't play usually, but it's a really fun game. And then we met up with Jonah at the Fairy Ponds, and then we went to Jonah's house to have some dinner. This is where we had the pad thai. So we made up a really big salad, and then we split it between the three of us to have a really nice dinner together. After dinner, we went for our after-dinner walk around Ashland. Ashland is such a beautiful, beautiful city, so it was really nice to walk around. After that, it was time to head up to our next camp spot. It was kind of in the similar area as to where we were the night before, but this is a brand new spot for us, and we marked it on our trail guide for another amazing spot to stay when we are here in Oregon. Now, because of the fires that were going around, we had quite the vibrant sunset. It was really quite beautiful, although sad at the same time, knowing why the sunset looks like this, but nevertheless, it was gorgeous. Then it was time to sleep, always having the best sleeps in this tent. Waking up the next morning, it was our last day in Oregon. We were going to spend some of the time with our friend Angel to record some videos. So we started the day with some orange juice and some melons. We also put out some of the wraps. They were getting kind of soft because of the humidity here in Oregon. So we let them out in the sun for a little bit of time to dry while I curled my hair. I was getting quite hobo looking, being camping for so long. And because we have endless power from our solar power generator, I was able to curl my hair and get ready for the video that we wanted to film with our friend Angel. So we drove back down after being up in the beautiful mountains of the Rogue Valley. And when we got down, we found a wonderful place to do our video in Lithia Park in Ashland. So here we are with Angel. We filmed a really wonderful video diving deep into veganism because she's a vegan activist. If you want to watch that video, I posted it yesterday, so you can go check it out. Link is in the description box below, but also the card here in the video. After that, it was time to head back to Vegas, but we're not going straight to Vegas. No, why go straight to Vegas when we could drive all the way down to San Francisco and spend some time in the Redwoods as well? So we don't make anything easy. We like to enjoy as much beautiful nature and areas that we can if we can. So even if it takes an extra couple hours, we're going to take the long scenic route. So we drove back through the Redwoods and then along the one on the coast of California. So we had access to the ocean. It was amazing to be able to see the ocean and enjoy the sounds of nature. It was fantastic. So we stopped here to have our lunch on the way to our next camp spot. We didn't go straight to San Francisco. We stopped here for lunch and then we will go to our camp spot before heading all the way down because it is a long drive. So we wanted to split up the day. So here we are making our last of the chick nuggets in our sandwich. So we'll have enough for another sandwich as well. You'll see later down the road. But here we are with avocado, onion, some more of that spinach dip, some pickles and sprouts. Here we go. Look at the sandwich. It was so good. Again, we just absolutely love these sandwiches and highly recommend the Living Enzyme-Rich Breads book from Christina Soberg. And again, you can get the chickpea nugget recipe in the Make It Raw 5 ebook in our ebook store, and the spinach dip is in Dips and Dressings. Along with our sandwich, we had more of the spinach dip with our freeze-dried sweet potatoes. This recipe for those is in our Tales from the Tailgate ebook, so if you have a freeze dryer, you can make them. They're so delicious. Then we stopped for camping at Camp Klamath. This was a really pretty campground. It was pretty plain, but they had beautiful flower gardens and flowers growing everywhere. These thistles were right on the edge of the lake, and we got to camp in one of the best spots in the entire campground, right by the water. So here we are enjoying the sunset. And again, Nate made up some more overnight oats so that we could enjoy those the next day. They're so easy to make, so it's really great to take camping. As you can see, we had the best view. The next morning, it was damp, and this really reminded us how much we love the desert. We put the tent down while it was still a little bit wet, but that's okay. You'll see what we did later, but we stopped off in Ferndale to have our breakfast because it was going to be a very long day heading to San Francisco, spending time in San Francisco, and then going to our next camp spot. So we had to start early. We started at 6:30, drove to Ferndale, and had our overnight oats. Once we were done breakfast, then we headed back down towards San Francisco. We found this really awesome spot on the beach where you could drive onto the beach, and there were other people there as well, but we opened the tent so that it could dry out because it was really damp that morning, as mentioned, and we don't like closing the tent when there's water in there. So we wanted to let it dry out, but it was a great time for us to spend some time again by the ocean and stretch things out. Then we got another amazing road that we got to drive down and enjoy some more redwoods before we got into San Francisco. Here we are going across the Golden Gate Bridge and enjoying our kale chips as well. The first stop was Judalicious. This is our favorite restaurant here in San Francisco. They have this amazing, delicious donu wrap. The salad dressing, they have this goji house dressing on the salad, is one of my favorite dressings. And then this donu wrap is so good. It is so, so delicious. If you ever have a chance to go to Judalicious, I highly recommend that. This is my favorite thing on the menu, so made sure to get one. Almost got two, but we were going to be eating again later at Pachamama, so I only went with one serving. Otherwise, I could have definitely eaten 2 servings of this. Then we went to Other Avenues. It's a grocery store kind of co-op, and it's just down the street from Judalicious. We went straight to the ferment cabinet because they have this garlic that is so delicious. So we wanted to get some of that, and their produce is absolutely amazing. Organic, grown, and really tasty, very ripe. So we got some fruit from there, and then we went to do our hike. This was something that we really wanted to add into our day, so we went to Strawberry Hill and Blue Heron Lake. This is a very beautiful hike, manicured, and there's lots of flowers. There's lots of wildlife. We saw so many ducks. The water is like this beautiful green teal. We saw crows and crawdads. This little guy was headed right back to the water. And there were beautiful bridges, lots of stonework, and just seriously, absolutely beautiful. They even have like a Chinese pavilion as well. So we stopped there and enjoyed the beauty. And after walking around the lake, we went up to hike Strawberry Hill. This was probably the most beautiful hike that I've ever been on, and I couldn't believe how mystical it was, kind of fairy-like. It was unbelievable. I would definitely go here again next time we are in San Francisco. This is at the very top where you could see a lot, and we could even see the painted ladies as well. Here we are driving through San Francisco on our way to Pachamama. This restaurant used to be called Emilio's, and that's where Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio had their wedding dinner, but in the late 90s, it became Pachamama. And this is a completely vegan restaurant, and they have raw options. This is the raw vegan sampler. There's the cheesecake, there's a Reuben sandwich, there's 2 different salads, and this corn taco, which I loved. They also had some kale chips as well. It was definitely delicious, so we highly recommend that place as well. After that, it was time to head to our next camp spot before heading back to Vegas. So we stopped off at Skyline in Napa, California, to camp for the night. It was a really cool camp spot. And again, Nate made overnight oats while I was up in the tent. So we had overnight oats the next day with some of the strawberries and bananas that we bought at the co-op. And we got to eat our breakfast underneath a beautiful walnut tree. Here we are headed back to Vegas. So it was going to be a long road back. We have our grapes from the co-op, and instead of taking the short way, of course, we took the long way through Yosemite National Park. And when we got into the park, we wanted to stretch. Again, it's really healthy to stretch on long road trips. So we got out and we took a little tiny hike. It was probably about 15-20 minutes. We just got on a little bit of the trail, took some pictures, stretched, had some fun out in nature, in the beauty. It was gorgeous with all of the blossoms blooming. Definitely highly recommend going through Yosemite. If you ever have the chance, do it. It's amazing. And it only added about an hour and a half, actually maybe more like 2 hours or 2.5 hours, because we stopped often during the trek through Yosemite, and it was so worth it. We even stopped at Tenaya Lake. This is where Nate wanted to jump in, kind of get a refresh so he could continue driving. It was a beautiful lake, so it was really nice to stop there as well. Then it was time for lunch, so we found another spot. We let our last pieces of bread lay out in the sun for a little bit to kind of dry out slightly. We had some avocado that we used as a base Got some lettuce, some tomatoes, some pickles, and microgreens for this sandwich. This is the last sandwich that we had. So we like to plan out our days so that we have enough. Oh, we also have some cheese in there. That's that white stuff at the bottom. We had some almond cheese that we got at the co-op as well. So that was really nice to have. But we plan out every day, every single meal, so we can sway from the plan. But it's really important to have a plan and make sure that you bring enough food so that all you really need to do is go to the grocery store. This is on the way out of the Yosemite National Park. Again, highly recommended if you're ever able to go to Yosemite. It's so, so beautiful. And that was that. We had a final 6 or 7 hours after that to drive back home, but it was so amazing. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with us on this wonderful trip. I hope that it inspired you to take more raw food with you on your long road trips, and we will be back for another video as usual. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you so much, and fruit on.